Now, we change from mischief and toys to food health. Did you know that right now, foods labeled 0 trans fats may still legally contain up to ½ gram per serving? And it's a loophole that could mean consequences for your health. And we have Dr. Joseph Keenan here, formerly from the U of M, to talk a little bit about this. It's surprising, and it's nice to have you here. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much.
What did you do for the U of M?
Well, I spent 22 years there in the Department of Family Medicine, professor in family medicine, and a joint professor in food science and nutrition.
So you know a little bit about this.
Yeah, and my research focus was on preventive cardiology, so nutrition and heart disease.
And speaking of cardiology, you and I were going through all the statistics of why you should try to avoid trans fats, which are one of the most unhealthy things you can eat. So talk a little bit about why that's so important.
Sure. Well, trans fats, it turns out, are probably the worst thing you can eat for your heart. We now know that probably up to 100,000 deaths per year are associated with trans fat consumption over a person's lifetime.
Wow. That's interesting. You brought a bunch of foods, and these are the foods that actually do not have the hidden trans fats, because you said each serving right now can legally have ½ gram and not be on the back of the box. But these are the categories where that is hidden, right?
Yeah. Just to give people sort of a focus, there are fats in many of the processed foods that we take off the grocery shelf. And just as an example, typically chips, microwave popcorn, peanut butter, margarine, cookies off the shelf, cereals, even candies. And it's almost Halloween, you know, candies are going to be all over the place. But these all have palm oil as their main oil of
instead of the trans fats.
Trans fat. Palm oil turns out to be the best oil to replace trans fats because it has natural antioxidants in it that give these products good shelf life. It has a high smoke point, which means you can use it for deep frying things. And that's where a lot of our fast foods, you know, had trans fats. The trans fats were cheap, so that was a reason they got used widely. But they also performed well as a fat in food. So now we have all our food companies, and I'll have to say I'm very edified. I went through a grocery store yesterday looking to see what trans fats were present, and many of our foods that used to have trans fats have now been switched over to palm oil.
That's a good thing.
It's really good.
And you were mentioning the fact that you can get 1.5 grams easily because people don't usually just have one serving. So if you have 3 servings and you have ½ gram per serving, you're all of a sudden having quite a bit.
Exactly. I almost always eat a full bag.
Right. Who doesn't?
Microwave popcorn. That would be 1.5 grams of the good stuff. Now, I would warn you, microwave popcorn often has 4 grams of trans fats per bag.
So
they
really,
even have it on the label.
And so if you look at the actual number that they are putting on there and you add another ½ gram, potentially. And so use some palm oil for cooking. That's what you're suggesting?
Yep. Palm oil is a very good choice for cooking. In fact, here's if anybody's interested, a cookbook on palm oil. But this has natural antioxidants and, as I mentioned, a high smoke point. So if you're grilling or if you're deep frying, you want something that doesn't convert to bad gases and possibly flame with a lower smoke point.
Well, wonderful. Well, we appreciate it, Dr. Keenan. We appreciate all this information. Thank you for coming on.
My pleasure.
Well, we're going to head out in the backyard.